יחד עם אנשי האזור והיישובים שאתם מגינים עליהם. שני הדברים שאפשרו את יציאת צה"ל מלבנון, שאזור הביטחון מיצה את עצמו ונוצרו תנאים שבהם יותר נכון להגן על המדינה מתוך הגבולות.
Well, since 3 o'clock this morning, Lebanon is no longer an Israeli problem, but a Lebanese problem. Israel today is the country in the Middle East who is clearly and definitely for an independent Lebanon. We have never had any intentions anyway to stay in Lebanon or play their role. And by the way, we hope to live in peace with Lebanon. There were times when we have had a good fence.
Generations of Israeli soldiers and allied forces finally allowed to come home after an 18-year war. And while Israel isn't celebrating this anniversary with any large ceremonies, the effects of the drawn-out conflict have left a permanent mark on the Israeli psyche, for better or for worse. Today referred to as Israel's Vietnam, the war began in 1982, with Israel's invasion and subsequent occupation of southern Lebanon. The goal being to uproot Palestinian terror organizations like the PLO following repeated and deadly attacks against Israelis in the north. While Israel was eventually successful in driving the PLO base of operations out of Lebanon and into Tunisia. But with Lebanon in the midst of a civil war, Israel saw another opportunity to establish Lebanon as a friendly neighbor. And to accomplish this new mission, the IDF teamed up with Lebanese Maronite Christian militias to form the South Lebanon Army, or SLA. But Jerusalem got way more than what it bargained for. Now fully embroiled in the civil war, Israeli forces had been forced into ensuring the stability of southern Lebanon and the survival of the SLA, which it helped create. And with this, Israel's continued presence across 16 new outposts in the southern security zone was set in stone. Well, as time dragged on, support for Israel's occupation to the north began to fade, and Israel's reasoning shifted again to that of whatever it takes to protect the north, until finally, after 18 years and nearly 700 Israelis killed in action, Israel had no taste for being in Lebanon at all, leading to Ehud Barak's premiership, Barak having partially campaigned on a policy of withdrawal. But of course, the withdrawal is not the end of the story, because with Israel's pulling out, enemies in Lebanon saw victory and were emboldened, in part leading to the Second Lebanon War just 6 years later. In fact, here's what Hassan Nasrallah, leader of the Iranian-backed Lebanese terror group Hezbollah, had to say just days after the withdrawal in 2000.
التي تملك أسلحة نووية وأقوى سلاح جو في المنطقة والله هي أوهن من بيت العنكبوت والله هي أوهن من بيت العنكبوت.
While choosing sides, especially one seen as a losing side, has fundamentally changed Israeli policy as well. Regardless of Hezbollah's continued aggressions, including cross-border terror tunnels discovered just last year, the IDF has only minimally responded. Even in 2011, at the start of the Syrian civil war, Israel was refrained from getting too involved, even with pro-Israeli militias. As Israeli journalist Mati Friedman explains, we came out of Lebanon a smaller country, but also a smarter and more realistic country, a post-Lebanon country.